video is brought to you by Letsynthesize Academy, the #1 place for practice-oriented courses for serious music producers.
Hey, Dan Larson here, welcome to the newest Synthesize Sunday episode, and in this video I want to show you why your music sucks. If you want to dig deeper into production, click here for my academy for very awesome start to finish masterclasses, and for the Patreon download, stay tuned for big news, and now let's jump into it. Okay, so after analyzing lots of my students' songs, I realized several things. So most of the guys just do the basic things. They have the chords and some melodic kind of thing, just like this here. So basically what they have is the melody and one thing that gives the rhythm to it, and that is the chords too, because as you can see it moves up and down, so this basically lays down the harmony too. Now on itself it's pretty boring, even though the vocal comes in soon. Okay, so this is great, but of course the mix is very empty, and most of you guys know that we need some effects. So if we go to the effects, we have a noise sweep, and this is cool. So they mostly put a noise sweep drop at the beginning of the song. Okay, this is cool, but still the musical parts are still very empty. So this is why I created a very exciting kind of musical but still percussive sound. This is how I called it. It is conga, but actually it is not conga, it is made an operator. And this is how it sounds on itself. And actually this plays really well with the rhythmic bass, the so-called rezo bass. And with this you already created some nice tension, more like an atmosphere to the song. The other thing that I love to put in some kind of treasure, some kind of gem in the song, and this yoy sound again comes from operator. By the way, everything in this project, well not the project, in the intro is made in operators. So as you can hear, it sounds almost like a vocal. And this is why I love to do this, because you know, when you hear it, you can't really realize what this is, but it sounds so cool. It matches the song, and altogether they create a very nice thing. So altogether the conga and the melody. Okay, so we just improved like 10 times our intro, but I still miss the atmosphere, the background elements, the even more treasures. So this is why I love to use synths, very heavily filtered synths with lots of reverb, lots of delays to add a very cool atmosphere. So this is why I put this synth in again, coming from operator, and with, you know, lots of, oh, the LFO is missing. But anyway, it sounds so cool on itself. So as you can hear, it's very heavily filtered. There are some peaks in the spectrum, not using an EQ but the VAW2 filter, as I remember well. And it creates a very cool atmospheric background kind of element to the whole intro. So all together, okay, and this is the part where the vocal comes in. And this is still not enough. It has some very nice atmospheric background, almost like a filtered noise or something. but I still miss some even more effects. So this is why I want to introduce this effect that is a bounced version of this synth. Well, this is not a... Yeah, it was a synth. I use operator for that I put into a sampler and I resampled again for easier use. But actually this is how it sounds. So these are the little treats, little treasures in the background that really makes an interesting kind of, you know, when you listen to it and wonder what this can be, and when you listen to it 1,000 times, it still has something plus in it. This is what the song makes really interesting. So all together... Right, this is cool, but when the vocal comes in, so we are already there, we still need something. So this is why I made this bass pad again in operator. It is a very heavily distorted kind of, you know, fade in, sucking in kind of effect. This is how it sounds, and this can introduce everything basically. It's so cool, almost like a cinematic kind of sound. So as I said before, this creates a very nice fade in, some kind of transition to the part where the vocal comes in. Okay, and I love to step this up a little more because there is another sound that I really love, and again made in what? In, of course, operator. And that is a boom rise effect. This is how I named it. It's almost like a distorted noise, you know, with some fade in, and it creates again a huge tension. Of course, along with the noise sweep. This is really heavy. And this is very good because this is a very low rumble kind of sound, which is great for the upcoming sound that basically replaces this whole arrangement to a pad, a very deep pad sound. Again, when we get to this section, the paddy section, we still need something, you know, that replaces or makes a fade transition to the next part. That is basically just drums, because we just got to the build-up section. So this is why this bass pad, this almost cinematic kind of thing, has a very important role. Along with the noise sweep. And if we still want to add more tension, we can copy the boom rise sound. This is the sound that it creates. I love it. Okay, and basically this is it. So this is the intro that we have. Soon I'm going to have a very, very cool surprise for you guys, so stay tuned.